Hello everybody, this is Hookah-Burdar again, and I'm trying to present today modern, so-called traditional Turkish narghiles. Now, I have bought lately, during last year actually, 3 different Elmas narghiles, and recently one done by El Nefes. These are so-called solid brass narghiles. Now, solid brass is not really solid. It is hollow, but it is thicker. The walls of the stems are thicker than in so-called hollow pipes. If you happen to look at the El Nefes, which is, this pipe is heavier than the others I have of equivalent size, well, you'll see that the walls might be a bit more than half a centimeter or half an inch wide. So they are thicker, but the whole of this piece is not solid, right? Anyhow, this is what we call solid brass, and we call them traditional pipes because, except for the El Nefes, which are trying to modernize this, and when I say El Nefes, I mean recent models, because former models were same as Elmas. Traditional Turkish pipes, or so-called traditional, made by Elmas, or by many others actually, workshops in Turkey, do not have a perch valve. They are a bit more restrictive than Khalil Mamoun's or modern Egyptians. They are just like Syrians actually, so they would have downstems, copper downstems of about 9 millimeters. They come with male bowls, such as this here. Accent bowls, which as opposed to the Egyptian ones, have very neatly done big holes, 5 big holes. And with each Elmas pipe, for example, you'll receive 2 of them of different sizes. So I happen to have a number of different sizes, right? I'm now smoking of the bigger one I have with a mix of Nakhla, delicious mix by the way, of Nakhla and Al-Fakhr 2 apples in order to get decent smoke. And as you can see, you do get decent clouds, and I'm not very good at this, at getting decent clouds, being a traditional black molasses smoker. And I'm smoking with traditional Syrian coals. Okay, so they'll come with these bowls and with very wide, thick brass, very well decorated plates. Ashtrays, very nice ones. Now, one issue that I've seen discussing in fora recently is that the tray supporting the ashtray might be decorated or not. In fact, in this pipe, which is the nicest I have, the 639 Dünyali by Elmas, this is plain, it is not decorated, so it's not a major issue to have this tray here decorated or not. It depends on the pieces chosen to build each pipe, just as with Egyptians. Otherwise, the hose boards come in 2 fashions. These straight ones, conical straight ones, or these more traditional ones, akin to Syrians or Egyptians. Smaller, but they fit the hoses very well. Now, hoses. Here I have a mid-size hose, beautiful because as I said in previous videos, I happen to choose, as far as possible, the stuff they're made of, and this is called marpus, and this is the agistlik, the mouthpiece, and the mouthpieces, I want them to look like the old ones, that is, always yellow, white or dark red, because they were made of amber. This is a mouthpiece. You see that with Turkish band, you would fix it up on here, and you'd better avoid leaks by doing it well, right? So this is an extra one I have, which is white, and the interesting thing is to compare sizes. Here I have the small one I was smoking in my last video. This is a mid-size, right? And this is the so-called luxury one, which is considerably bigger, as you can see. Actually, this has a phallic appeal, kind of sexual stuff. Funnily enough, in Turkish it's called dama. I understand it being big one. Dama ajizlik. Or actually, well, this part is, the ajizlik will be the mouthpiece, and this would be called keribar, since it was done of keribar meaning amber. So I wanted to tell younger smokers who might not be familiar with these pipes that we call this traditional, but these are actually 20th century style. That is, Turkish pipes had a particular style in the 18th century. They changed styles in the 19th century until the 1920 or so, and this is what became familiar in cafes in Anatolia and in the the Ottoman Empire in the late 19th century and mostly during the 20th century up to now, our days. And now in Turkey you're starting to see a lot of Syrian stuff as well as Chinese-made junk. Then Nefes, for example, which is Turkish-made, even if the owner is in Hungary, is of Turkish descent and or partly, he educated in Turkey and is trying to modernize it with perch valves. Why not? The Egyptians or Syrians did it some 20, 30 years ago, but before no pipes had perch valves or wider down stems. So it is legitimate to do so. Anyhow, these are 20th century pipes. I would show in my video, I would add some pictures of what Turkish pipes of the 18th and 19th century look like. Now mark that in the 19th century and before, this style of pipes would be called Persian. Turks would mostly be smoking shibuk, that is normal pipes with clay bowls, and long wooden stems, and they would smoke Latakia tobacco. In these pipes you would smoke tombeki. Nowadays you smoke with these modern bowls, because these are modern bowls for Turkish pipes. You smoke fruit molasses, but until recently it was just tombeki. Tombeki is grown in Anatolia in the eastern part of the country, right? And it's supposed to be quite mild tobacco, even if for us it would be stronger than what we are used to. Another interesting thing about the mouthpiece is that, as I said, the tubing here is all wood. So the wood goes down until here, and then it's leather, very nice goat leather, which retains part of the nicotine, so they say, and in any case the flavors don't gust it easily.
Elimi,